One of the best things about the Griot Garage foam cannon is its ability to be rebuilt. So after so long, when you notice you're getting some lackluster foam or lackluster performance, maybe even a leak, you can take it apart, totally rebuild it, and you basically have a brand new foam cannon. You can expect to need to do this about once every 2 years or so, of course depending on what chemicals you're using in it. In this video specifically, we'll be talking about the Griot foam cannon rebuild kit that we sell on our website, and I'll go over what's included in that right now. So when we open it, we dump everything out. You'll see a handful of things in here. It comes with some pretty good instructions in the bag, so if you didn't want to follow this video, you could follow them. They're actually pretty good, and they explain everything you need to know. But as far as what comes in it, you're going to get a replacement pickup tube, the retainer piece for the metering tips. That's a very small piece. It's kind of hard to see. You get 2 agitators. So if you watched our troubleshooting guide, you know these are the most likely things to fail when it comes to your foam cannon. We get 2 O-rings, some silicone grease, a replacement pin for the adjustment nozzle, and then some adhesive. As far as the tools you'll need to complete this, you only really need 2. It's the 22mm wrench, some sort of pick tool, and I think it's a pretty good idea to have some sort of IPA spray or panel wipe. So let's get into disassembling this and replacing everything we need to replace. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the head from the bottle itself. And we'll set this to the side, and I will remove that pickup tube as well. You can see this small pin right here in the head. Basically, we're going to get our pick tool, just knock it out. It should be fairly easy to come out, but if you have to bang on it a little bit, that's totally normal. Then we can remove the nozzle. There's 2 parts to the foam cannon head. So there's this A part right here, and then there's the secondary part. In this video, we're only going to be removing the front part because that's all we need to do to get to everything we need to. But just know that you can fully disassemble this thing. There's a couple more O-rings in it. You can take every bit and piece apart, but again, I don't think that's entirely necessary for just a basic rebuild. So we'll take our 22mm wrench, stick it right in this end, and break it loose. It should already be fairly loose, and once you get it broken, you can just do the rest of the way by hand. We'll set the head to the side for a moment, and we'll look at this. Our agitator is actually inside of this little piece right here. Maybe you can see it right there. We're going to take our pick tool, stick it in the top, and just knock the agitator out. There we go. You want to inspect this. If it looks like it has some corrosion or some damage on it, you'll want to replace it. But if it looks like it can just be cleaned, you could just rinse it in some warm water for a few minutes and it should be good to go. So we can set this top part to the side since we're done with that for now. And we can see our 2 O-rings right here. We're just going to go ahead, pop both of these off. Boom. Pop this back one off. Right there. Now we can grab our 2 new O-rings. We can open our silicone pack and mix that up just a little bit. So we'll take some of that silicone, put it right there on my finger. Then we can work it into these O-rings just to make sure they're fully lubed up. We'll start with the bigger one, put it over the body, get it into that groove on the back. We'll then take this smaller one and roll it over those threads. Be careful not to pull too hard on these as they can break. There we go. We're going to take our secondary piece right here. We're going to put a new agitator in it. Make sure it's seated correctly in there. Push it all the way to the back. Now, the way that this is attached, you can see if we screw it on all the way, it will not be lined up correctly anymore. So you can see that it's actually horizontal instead of being vertical. We really want it to stay like that. So in order to get it to do that, we need to apply some adhesive to those threads. So we're going to remove the end once more. This is where our panel wipe comes in. So I'm going to take some, spray it onto a towel, and just kind of wipe those threads down, making sure I get any grease or soap or anything that might have been in there off of them. Make sure it accepts our adhesive well. Now that I have these threads clean, I'll open up my adhesive and I'll apply a fairly generous amount to these threads. Again, I really don't want this to go spinning on me. And even after this adhesive sets, you can still remove it. It's pretty easy with a wrench, it just breaks loose, so don't worry about seizing it up. Take our tip, screw it on, get it all the way lined up. So I'll tighten it all the way, and then I'll back it out until it's horizontal or vertical the way that I want it. From here, I'm just going to take my nozzle, making sure my text is the correct way, put it all the way on. I'll take my new pin, my replacement pin, insert it into there. You might have to wiggle it back and forth to get it to go in. There we go. And you should be able to just push it in all the way with your hand. Now the tip is on. You're not going to want to run any water through this or mess with this too much until that adhesive sets. So I'd at least give it an hour or two before you start messing with it, preferably 24 hours. From here we can replace our pickup tube. So we're just going to take the little ball off of the old one, insert it into the new one. If you were planning on using metering tips in this, right now you would insert this little rubber or silicone thing into the end right there. And that just helps retain the metering tips. It doesn't hurt to put it in there even if you're not using metering tips. So I would just stick it in. Connect our pickup tube back up to the head, just like that. Put the head back on the bottle. And we are all done with the rebuild. If you wanted to go a little bit more in depth, you could take this out, remove the orifice, get some pipe cleaners in there, and really make sure this thing is totally clean and free of any contaminants. But if you're just running like everyday soap through it, like a GSF or a Reset, you really shouldn't have to do that. There shouldn't be too much residue in it. You can get the Griot Garage foam cannon and the rebuild kit in our store at obsessedgarage.com. And if you have any questions about this foam cannon or anything else, feel free to let us know in the comments or reach out to support@obsessedgarage.com.